by His Excellency Dr. George Manawiya. So, Mr. Robert Frank Morris wants to occupy that seat. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Mr. George.
How are you doing?
This morning?
How's everything with you?
Excellent. Doing great. How about you?
I'm okay. First time interacting with you.
I know.
I think the last time was your vice chief. But anyway, it's good having you today on the SMS. First, let's get to know a bit about you, sir.
Yes, I'm a Liberian, Magibian, born and raised in Firestone. I left during the war. I'm a devoted husband, committed father. My family lives here with me. I left in 1990 during the war, and I went to the States where I completed my high school and university education. And then I started to come back home. I was hungry for Liberia. I was very disappointed. I was pained by the war. And at that time, I started advocating. We started at first advocating for our immigration status in the States, and then we started advocating for an end to the war. But then we had the Iraqi war, the Desert Storm, and so Liberia got put on the back burner. So I started coming back home and, working in the refugee camps, wherever we had refugees, and just trying to do whatever I could do to bring an end to what I felt was a senseless war. It was, all of the things, the reasons people said they were fighting for had been solved. There was no more door. And then people were still fighting. I couldn't understand. So, and I continued to do that for many years. I formed an organization, the Uplift Foundation. And I worked through that and for several years until 2003. I was fortunate enough to be part of the peace process, the Accra peace talks that brought about, our peace. And then we were able to move to Liberia and then come back home and go through the elections. I actually ran in those elections that year in what was District 4 in Markibi County.
Okay.
It's today's District 1 and 2.
As a representative candidate.
Okay. And then subsequently, I was appointed as the deputy for administration at our international airport, Robertson International Airport, and I stayed there. I was responsible for the new terminal you see, the new runway, the administrative building, and many other projects.
Those are your legacies?
Those are my legacies.
Oh, okay. And congratulations.
So, thank you. I appreciate it. So, it's a pride for the country.
Yeah, sure.
And then, now I run my private. When the government changed, of course, I was not reappointed. So I now run my private company. I have a real estate development firm and a construction company. And that's what I do privately. And of course, today I'm now seeking the highest office.
Well, you said that you ran before as a representative candidate. Why couldn't you just continue running for the House of Representatives or maybe the Senate, rather the presidency?
Excellent question, Mr. George. Excellent question. So my desire is to bring change to Liberia. A lot of things that I see that I want to be better, that I think should be better. We travel all over the world. Just like I tell people all the time, when I came back home from the States, I had worked at the Ronald Reagan National Airport in Washington, D.C., and I came back here at one of the most beautiful terminals in the world. In fact, I think it's one of the Smithsonian sites. Next time you visit Washington, D.C., you should go there. It's amazing. It's a beautiful terminal. When I worked there, when we used to have late, when I worked late, and when the terminal was shut down and it was completely empty, I would just walk through that terminal and you just enjoy the beauty of it. It's such a beautiful, the floors, the mosaic, the cast iron arches. But anyway, so I come out to Liberia and we enter our terminal, and at the time, it was jelly entering, so gonna go for a bar, cook shop, kitchen.
Wow.
You had this terrible aroma. You'd be greeted with heat, you'd be greeted with all kinds of unsavory things. The floors the tiles were all broken, and the air conditioners didn't work. It was hot. And remember, you just coming from a long trip, and then you come in there, and then I would listen to the passengers, especially the foreigners, listen to the kind of comments they would make about Liberia, and that thing pained me to my heart.
Wow.
So when I finally got to the airport, the first thing I wanted to do, I said, look, we have to build a terminal. We have to get a terminal to come into the 21st century. We, as the first independent nation, held other nations' hand, the Ghanas, the Nigerians, the Ivory Coast, and held their hands to give them independence. Our terminal to look like this. And those people terminal look like how it looks modern, and we are satisfied for that. I said I would never sleep until we get a terminal, and we finally did. It was tough. I mean, you know how public sector is, but we fought tooth and nail, and we have a terminal. We fought tooth and nail. We got a brand new runway. We fought tooth and nail, and we have an administrative building. We fought tooth and nail. We have a modern cargo facility out there now. So I look this the question you asked, why don't I continue to run for representative, is I want to change this country now. Okay, I saw that it was possible, because until I got appointed at the airport, you know, we talk about, hey, you know, all those years of advocacy, even from the States, you know, and I was very active in politics in the States. You talk about it, but you never quite know how it would be when you actually get on the ground. And so my first public sector experience was the litmus test to see whether all the things we've been talking about are true. And to be honest with you, I found out that 40% it was true. But a lot of it was, I was not, my expectations were not realistic.
Okay.
In fact, to do a lot of things that were helpful to the country, I had to fight my own people. The opposition to do the good, I had to fight a lot. I mean, all kinds of ways, and that's public sector. Anybody who works in public sector,
that was the last administration.
That was the last administration. So you have to fight for these things. And I then realized that nothing comes on a silver platter. So developing their country, but then I also realized that it's very easy and straightforward. The thing that people make look like it was so hard, I was like, look, why is it so difficult in building a terminal? Let's build a terminal. Okay, there's a lot of different politicking and fighting, but let's build a terminal. The long and short of it is, we need a terminal. Let's build it. Anything you need to do, you can do it. Let's just do it. And then finally, we did it. So then I kind of recalibrated, and I got the understanding of, okay, this is how this thing really works. So when you look at it from a national perspective, now I want to apply that to the nation. We have to now change our mindset. We have to change the mindset from one day pleasure, one day satisfaction, to 6 years pain. We have to change the mindset of, I'm driving a car and I'm finished drinking my bottled water or my plastic water and throw it out the window and just hope by osmosis somebody somewhere else will clean it. We have to change our mindset that everybody want work, but want a job, but they don't necessarily want to do the work. We have to change our mindset where when people do work, you pay them. And those are the things that I did when I was at the airport. And I realized it's doable on a larger scale.
Now, so granted, because I'm sure by now you are in the campaign mood, you've been on your trail trying to make people to understand, the electors to understand, while it's quite necessary to give their votes to Robert Morris, former deputy manager for administration of the RIA. So what are you telling the electorates? What's the message? How are you attracting them to be able to cast a ballot for you?
So the first and foremost, what I'm telling them is, I will tell you the truth. I know people use politicians selling them, weaving plenty nice stories, and I ain't got time for that.
You don't have time for that.
I will tell you the truth, and you will decide how you want to cast your ballot. I was in Kakata yesterday, fine. You were telling me, if you do the one, we do the one for, we got plenty for you. Just do the one, you pay the one. Let me tell you something. I'm not in that business of you do the one for me, I will do the one for you. That's where got us in the trouble we're in. And you're complaining. Now, you will vote for me either because you believe in my vision and the message I'm selling you, or you will not vote for me. But either way, I will be fine. But I'm not going to lie to you. And then tomorrow you come here and you start spoiling my name. We have a whole bunch of people that we employ.
So in other words, you're not promising them anything?
I'm promising them a bright future. I'm not promising them trinkets. I'm not promising them hand pumps. We're in 2023, Mr. George, and people still digging hand pumps. Our normal day, our real normal day, in the 80s, we had pipe-borne water. And we're in 2023, we're right next door to us. People have high-rise buildings and water pumping through it. You can just walk in a place and switch a light switch. We have children in their country that are 18 years old that don't even know what it is to flick a light switch or turn the pump and water come. And then people asking me to dig water pump.
What is the specific message of them?
My specific message is we have to turn the country around and we have to start from the foundation. I have a platform. So imagine my platform as if you're building a house. The foundation for that house is electricity. I was sitting here just now. I saw the light go out while we're waiting to come on. Okay. Look, nothing happens without efficient power. So electricity, efficient, affordable. As you know, we have electricity in Liberia. We have the CLSG line that comes from Ivory Coast, goes through the Mano River Union countries, right? Comes all the way down from Yegepa, goes through Botota, gets to Buchanan, swings west, and swings west, and then comes through White Plains, and then go to Bo, to Sierra Leone. We have power in the country. What we do not have is a national distribution network. And my plan, first and foremost, is before we start talking about anything else, because anybody platform they bring here to you, nothing will work in that platform if you do not have efficient electricity. Let us create the national distribution network.
Is it a flagship project for you?
It is a flagship project.
Okay.
It's my prime project. It's something that has to get done. If it doesn't get done, Mr. George, nothing else here will work. So that's why my platform, if you look at my flyers, it says, let there be light. Let's first spread electricity, and not just Monrovia. I know I'm from Margibi County, not just Margibi County either. The entire 15 counties.
So what is your plan? How you intend to do that? Let's assume you are in the presidency here.
So it's very simple. I was born and raised in Firestone. First thing, to create a distribution network, we need to start making poles.
Okay.
We use concrete poles. We didn't put wooden poles. In Firestone, there's poles there that are still older than me. Immediately, in every county, the seat of government, we start to produce these poles. We have electrical graduates that have been graduating from Stella Maris and other universities here for the past 18 years. A lot of them, majority of them, are not working. A few, they don't have work. We can start employing those people. We can start employing other people to make the poles and start creating avenues to start running these lines on these poles. Because, like I say, the power already here. The backbone is here. We just need the distribution network. We can commit portions of our county development funds towards that.
Okay.
Immediately, we start doing that. It will infuse money into the economy on the lowest level, where our young people start to make some money and start to be able to, at the same time, create an opportunity to start expanding the electricity network, which will then enable a lot of other people to come and create a lot of other businesses, which form a large part of the other pillars in my platform.
So how do you intend to raise the money? Or are you going to be looking out for some foreign investment,
so initially, like
privatization of electricity?
You have to privatize it ultimately. For this thing to work properly, you have to privatize it. You need to get people in here who that's what they specialize in. We'll structure it. The money will come. They will come in. If the environment is correct, investors will come. So we have to privatize it eventually. But initially, we say, look, say when somebody washing your back, you washing your front.
Usually.
We have to start. Okay, and the starting is to start building a distribution network. We should start at least building the poles, constructing these poles, running these lines. When an investor comes, he has something he sees or she sees, and then they can build upon that. In fact, it makes it more attractive. It gives her a better negotiating position. At least we have some extension of assets.
So electricity will be a flagship program.
Correct.
Why not the economy? Because this is where you got to put bread on the table for our people. How do you structure or restructure the economy? What's your plan?
Mr. George, electricity is the economy. No economy in this world runs without electricity. Just by distributing electricity through the length and breadth of this country, government will not even have to do plenty things. The economy will start to pick up by itself.
Okay.
People in the diaspora, our diaspora population that pumps in $370 million a year per annum. A lot of them want to come back here, but some of them are in different fields, different sectors. You can't do anything if you don't have electricity.
So in other words, you are saying to us on this program that there's nothing absolutely wrong with the economy. When you come in as president, you will leave it just as it is. Rather, your focus will be on electricity.
That is the economy. So I'm not leaving it as it is. I'm changing it through electricity.
Okay, through electricity.
Through electricity. If you bring electricity, the economy starts to pick up. Now, of course, that's not the only thing. You can just say, you do electricity, everything for. But what I'm saying is, just like I told you from the beginning, when you're building a house, your foundation must be solid. That is electricity. then you can start lining up your walls and your pillars and so on and so forth. If you don't have a solid foundation, you're not going to have that's the economy, the basis of the economy.
What kind of government are you intending to run, if at all you are successful to win the election? A small government, an effective government? Are you going to maybe reduce the civil service, or how are you going to do it?
I think we should have an efficient government. An efficient government, small is relative. You should just have what you need to run it. Now, what's interesting is once the private sector starts to grow, the public sector shrinks. So if you have a vibrant private sector, you have concessions, you have companies coming in here, for example, like major energy companies, okay, coming in to invest in the private sector. Nobody will want to work in government where they're not making much money. More people want to go into the private sector where they can make more money, right? So you will start to shrink the public sector by itself, and you only have what you need, and then government can function the way it's supposed to function. So once you get the economy running, then the private sector takes precedent, and the public sector, it will balance itself out.
So what's your vision also on education? What are you planning?
So let's do it like this. Let's kind of go through my pillars. I've given you the foundation, which is electricity, right? Now let's go through the pillars. So my first pillar is resetting our relationship with the United States of America.
Resetting?
Resetting.
Resetting our relationship. Yeah. Why is happening? Is the relationship broken?
Yeah, it's broken. When you have State Department report after State Department report, you've seen the 2019 report. You saw the 2022 report that is actually telling people do not come to do business in Liberia. You see the letters.
What does the report say?
The report says that we're rife with corruption, and I can print the report out for you if you want. I mean, I know it's a negative report. Okay, then you have the letters that ambassadors have been writing, and these very negative letters. So it's not.
So is that a broken relationship? You call it?
You can call it. I mean, you can call it whatever you want, but it's not a good relationship. I think we should get back into a favorable relationship with the United States, where the State Department is not giving us negative reports and telling people not to come here. That on the embassy website, they're not telling people that our airport is unsafe to fly to.
So your intention will be to reset
the relationship with them. Because
so how do you do it?
You get a foreign policy and you tell people, say, look, we had to sit down with these people and find out. Look, let's talk. It's diplomacy. You say, let's talk. Get people who know, in the sector, who know what they're doing, and you say, look, let's talk. And we get no benefit fighting these people or being antagonistic with them. If we're in favorable relationship with them, we can get more. Our intention is to build our economy, to get businesses to come to Liberia, to be able to create more employment for our people. Let's have a good relationship with these people. Bad relationship with them, Liberia able to fight with people. What are we doing with it?
So you will reset that. Number one.
Number two, we must be serious about fighting corruption. We must take a strong stance on fighting corruption. I have proposed setting up a hotline. Anonymous hotline, where basically anybody can call. I know other candidates now say they're setting a hotline too. It's fine, it's just
I'm trying to buy from it.
All right, that are all part of it. So, but set up a hotline, and if they want to do it too, I think it's good. It's not a bad thing, Nobody has monopoly on intellectual property, so set up a hotline where, if let's say ELBC, LBS, there's some kind of corruption going on, even the lowest level employee, they find out, boy, they can make a call and say, hey, such and such is going on.
Okay.
And then we can address it. And if it's discovered that it's true, that person who made the call can get rewarded anonymously too. Okay. That's one of the things. But my second pillar is we must be serious about fighting corruption. Now, I'm a very practical person. I understand that everywhere in the world you have some form of corruption. We are not talking about eliminating corruption 100%, where people say, oh, Liberia is 100 corruption-free country. No. I'm saying that it should not be endemic, and we should be serious. Let our integrity institutions, the LACC, the GAG, and all these other people, let them do their work unhindered. If they catch anybody, if it's your close friend or family, let the law take its course. If we do that, companies that want to invest in Liberia will know that their investment then is somewhat safe, because these people are not engaging in corrupt practices, and ease of doing business will be less because not everybody will come and knock and be knocking at your door for you to do this, increase prime here, there, and make the thing too.
So you think that fighting corruption, I mean, setting up the hotline is the only way to fight corruption? Are you not looking into the strengthening of the judiciary, the court system?
Of course not. And that's why I'm saying we must have a holistic approach. Okay. Also, on day one of my presidency, I'm going to declare all of my assets, and anybody who is appointed in my government will have to declare their assets. If you want to declare your asset for whatever reason, you can go help.
You appoint them.
Well, you will not be able, because that will be one requirement. Chief, before we appoint you, can you declare your assets?
Okay.
Yes. Okay, let's proceed. Okay, so there's going to be no plenty of talking. And what that does is it sends a signal. Fish rotting from the hay. Fish are rotting from the hay. It will send a signal, and it shows some seriousness. That's number 2 on my pillar, and it's holistic. Strengthening judiciary is part of it. Paying people better, and a lot of other things to go with it. That also helps investors to have confidence in your country.
Number 3 on your
number 3 is education.
Okay.
I've been volunteer teaching for 15 years now, and I got into it because I wanted to know what the issues were. I used to have people when I was at the airport. I'll have people send me applications with 2 master's degrees sometimes, and I would look at the letters that they would write.
Flooded with mistakes.
Man, my hair would be spinning. I almost thought it was a joke. And then I realized that, Lord have mercy, we're in a serious problem. And then I started volunteer teaching. I literally just walked to one school in the community and I said, listen, I want to volunteer teach. They were so confused. They said, what? They beg out to the 2-hour place. I got a trip out there. So they beg out to, but you want teacher. And then as time went by, then they understood that, look, they got look like, he just want to do their thing. We don't know why. But what I found out was the level of the teachers, the level of the students. Reading and writing, our fundamentals, we've lost it. We're in a technological age. It's great to go and get a college degree, and I encourage everybody who wants to do it to do it. But in today's age, by the time you reach the 12th grade or even before, if you have a solid background, IT is the way. You can earn money and you can be productive. All of our young people in this country, okay, we're not a monetizing country yet. I'm going to change that once I get into office. They could be earning money if they just went to a 6-month, 1-year course in IT, and they could create content, graphic designing, website building, app construction, whatever in IT. Those are the things we need to infuse into our curriculum. So that's in education. But first, we must pay teachers.
Okay.
Pay them well and pay them on time. This business I see in the country where people are not getting paid, that's not correct. That thing causes problem at the root of insecurity there. Man go to work 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, and then he ain't seeing people.
But is that happening now?
It's happening.
When has that happened?
It's happening right now. Let some people call. They will have calling session.
Yeah, I know.
I want some of y'all
with any teachers who say they didn't take pay for 2 or 3 months.
Oh, yeah, teacher, I've spoken to them. I've not only spoken to them, but after I've been volunteer teaching, so I've had experience that era. I don't remember that era because I did. But I'm talking about across the board. Okay, when I was at the airport, okay, let me just digress a bit. We'll come back to the pillars. I was there during Ebola. When Ebola came, it hit us hard because if you remember, we lost all of our commercial airlines except Brussels. So our revenue just got hit. Anybody, any institution, any corporation that has that happen to them, you would have to adjust, right? So we definitely were looking at what can we do, but Ebola was so devastating. And I said to myself, how can you people be going through this kind of hardship? Then you can't on top of it, tell the man you got to put him down, you can't pay him. So we fought tooth and nail, and we found ways and means to maintain our staff and to keep paying them. And we did that throughout the entire Ebola experience. What I'm saying to you is paying people is very, very cardinal, is critical. Don't joke with people pay.
Okay, so number 4 now.
Number 4 is health. We have to also pay our health workers just like our teachers. Okay, our midwives, our doctors, our nurses. But these people are the people who, God forbid, something happened to me or you right now, and that people with rush auto. I just had a family member have to be in the hospital not too long ago. In something as simple as platelets. We don't have a machine here that does platelets. We don't have anybody who knows how to do platelets for the blood. We have only a few places that can do scanning. And in the places that can do scanning, we have even fewer people that can interpret those scans. We have to upgrade our system. We have Liberians all over the world that are doing these things professionally. If I suppose they're teaching people how to do it, we have to do the same for this country. The medication are coming here, we have to regulate it and make sure it's proper. That Gary business, all that thing, let's get rid of it. Electricity is important in this sector because a lot of the equipment and a lot of the things like the reagents, you need electricity to be able to make them work if you're going to get adequate, proper lab.
Okay.
So that's health. Okay. Bring it up to the 21st century. Okay. Infrastructure. I already told you about electricity. The next thing I want to talk about is roads. When I was at the airport, I told you we did the runway. Okay. It was $28 million project. I said, how you getting money? I said, don't worry about it. We can find a way to make the money. People always talk about in the country and make it look like no money here. Money here. If money were not here, you wouldn't have all these foreign nationals, Chinese coming here to show us how to take sand from our water and sell it. Indians coming here to teach us how to sell steel rods and bandsaw. And all other people coming here showing us these things. So when tell me where you getting money from, I wonder why some big snake swallowing money in the country. Where the money was at before? Where did I take the money from to pay people and do all of this? Money here. Let's stop selling ourselves short. Liberians are qualified, competent. They can do it. They just need the political will and the determination. We can do it. We need to import nobody from anywhere. We got the brightest people in the country, the brightest young people. We can do it.
Okay.
So roads, the way I built that is we took a portion of our revenue. We went to the bank and we said, look, pre-finance this. It's like you taking payroll loan. You go to the bank, you say, okay, I make $1,000 a month. At the airport, we used to give them maximum 33%. So in 1 year time, you can take about $3,600. You're making, $1,000. Go to a bank. We have our road fund that you pay for, I pay for, and everybody else pays for. You're aware, correct? Take our road fund. Last time I checked the records, we make a minimum of $20 million a year in that we contribute to. Go to a bank, leverage it. Say, look, we need about $400-500 million or however much you need. Public Works will tell us for all of our major roads in the country, the one that people showing all the time on social media, how it's so bad. And say, look, this is how much we need. Let the bank pre-finance you that money, commit the portion of the road fund to repay the bank, and then we do all of our roads.
Okay.
And I believe Liberian contractors should start off with all the maintenance of roads. It should be only Liberian contractors, and we start to build their capacity until they can start to do some of these major roads also. So that's roads.
Okay.
I'm an airport person, so if I didn't talk about airport, you put me outside this studio.
Yes, go ahead quickly.
We have to bring the airport back to hub status. You remember a time in Liberia, because you're a normal day man, when we had 17 different airlines flying into here. If you were in Ghana, you wanted to go to America, what did you have to do? You had to come to Liberia to connect with Pan American and fly to have 2 flights a day.
Okay.
Right? We want to get that back. It requires us getting a certain level of security clearance, and of course other things that will bring significant amount of jobs here. We can get that back. I will not rest until that happens. Okay, so that's our infrastructure. Then agriculture. 3 years we should be growing our own rice.
Okay.
This business of us importing pepper from Guinea and oranges from Sierra Leone, Chief, that thing will stop. We got all these unemployed people here, and we're talking about what are we doing in this kind of fertile land. So 3 years. We will start to feed ourselves. Nobody outsourcing our stomach to Pakistan and China and other places across the ocean where when they have floods, we can't eat. That's nonsense at the highest level, and you know it. What kind of people are we can't feed our own self? We take it, we wait for a ship to come before we can eat. Old lady now saw climbing over fence because rice shortage. I haven't eaten imported rice in over 15 years. I eat only our local rice. And when people come to my house sometimes they see it, they say, what are you eating really a poor man for? That mentality must change. 3 years, we'll be producing our own rice to sustain ourselves. If we can't do it, we swallow domo and fufu. Okay? And we're going to use our own people. We have all the agricultural graduates that in the country been graduating for years that are not working in the sector or not working at all. We employ them. The money is here and you know it. Then the final one is this drug business. That one can be talk plenty on it. Sir George. To get rid of that thing is not hard. I worked at the airport for a long time. I know the ways and means. I know what used to happen there, how we used to set up systems to prevent it. Just strengthen and make it unfavorable for these people who are bringing drugs into the country. Make it very unfavorable. Raul Morris, Liberia, you bring drug into the country. You sell drugs to our children, our future, to destroy them. you allow yourself to bleed, you will never forget it. You will never forget it. So that we must do. Strengthen our border points and change the attitude towards the importation of drugs.
Good ideas. Perfect indeed. You worked in Madam Sept administration.
Correct.
And at the time, Ambassador Joseph Imaboka was the vice president then.
Correct.
You are vying for the presidency. He's vying for the presidency. Why do you think it was not necessary, or it would have been appropriate if you had joined him in all what you've just explained to come as a force?
But Dala, you asking the current president now why he not joining Boyka too? This is democracy. That's the beauty of democracy. You heard my platform. Ambassador Boyka has his platform. Okay, that's the beauty
the question I'm asking, yourself in the same government, don't you think it would have been appropriate if the both of you would have just joined ranks to vie for the presidency?
Democracy states that we have the opportunity to come into to sell ideas. Okay. So my ideas I'm selling you are mine.
It's different from broadcast ideas.
Right. And the way I want to do it, what soup you like to eat the best? What's your favorite Liberian meat?
No, I'm a pan butter man.
You're a pan butter man. Okay. Creole country, right? You
Cool
like
country.
it? Cool country. You like it thick or you like it watery?
No, let's go ahead.
No, I don't
Well, take on water. I still like it.
You like it either way. So there's a certain way you like your pan butter. I'm sure your family know how you like it. The seasoning, the thickness, and all the yama they can put inside, whatever you want to put it without ruin, all the things. And so, yeah, your pan butter. Now, all pan butter not the same.
Both of you share the same idea. So why do you think they should, the electorate should go for you and that Boyka?
Because listen to my ideas. Listen to my ideas. I'm telling you, we want to change this country. We want to change this country. We want to be serious about changing.
Why you should be voted for in that Boyka?
Because I have righteous indignation. Listen.
The both of you from the same government before.
Listen, don't do that way. You don't.
We've been friendly now. I asked a question. I said,
I knew you were coming to vision. You can be no, voting for me. I'm advocating for me.
Because the reason I'm asking the question, yourself in the same government before. I'm sure you have the same ideas and share the same
that
vision.
Doesn't mean you have the same ideas. You got brothers and sisters. You don't share the same idea with them. You're different. You're individual. Everybody's different. So I'm selling myself. That's what I'm selling. I'm selling my vision of the Liberia I hope to see.
Okay, so finally, are you certain to win or you hope to win?
I'm certain. Okay, I'm certain to win.
You are not hoping at all.
I tell a crewman, we don't say you play me with first, say play me a bill. I'm certain to win.
So you're certain to win.
I'm certain to win. Okay, and I'm strategizing and it's gonna hit. People in Liberia now are responding, the people confused. They're confused. It's the truth. I'm telling you the truth. I told you when I came here, I said, me that chocolate pellet man how are you using. I will tell you the truth. That's what I tell all my people. People are confused. They don't necessarily know how to go. They're looking for direction.
Because people have many that want to be president.
Exactly. So now we have to separate the chaff from the wheat. We have to take the green one side. This is what we're doing. That's what I'm doing here today. When you are telling the truth, people know. Now what people say, when they go, they vote for people, and they say, they poor fool, or who fool you? You obviously are why. And you voted. I saw people here voting and saying they didn't even care who they were voting for. They would just vote for a symbol, and that's all they wanted. And then you turn around and you say something. Nobody fools anybody.
Okay, so shut down, open the lines. You are certain to win, like you said. You didn't. You are not hoping. You are certain to win, and you show that you're going to win the presidency.
I'm certain.
Let's assume, on the other hand, if you're done, will you accept any offer from the winner?
Chief, I say I will win.
But I mean, we're trying to look at it now from the other end. It's possible that you may not win. Will you accept any offer?
Chief, Mr. George.
Yes, sir.
I will win.
Okay, let's do it like that. And put the last quickly, because I'm sure by 10:15 we should be out of here. 0776540-987, or better still, 0880-514-096. That's the numbers to call. The alternative line is 0776-540-987. The first caller. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to Nigerians. This is Ojuku Ogboswa Ojuku. So I follow your studio guests, and let me register my disappointment. We don't trust your studio guests. The fact of the matter, your studio guests worked in the 12 years of the Drew Bwaka and that was the Madam Sari regime, and the Ambassador Bwaka said that he squandered the opportunity. So he was part of the regime that squandered the opportunity. How do we trust him? We don't no longer trust him. The only person we trust in this country is President William, who is developing Liberia, who is changing the story of Liberia today, and giving us free tuition, who is giving us free Wi-Fi, who is building infrastructure. So if you want to come on a platform, a state platform, to convince us that we should vote you, we are not convinced.
Okay, many thanks. You made your point already. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Quickly.
Good morning. My name is Makaya Wule, and I call from the Magibi County District number 1. Let me say kudos to your studio guest, Robert Morris, who is now in studio. You know, Liberia problem is the plan. Liberia do have people that have ideas, like Honorable Robert Morris, and kudos to him, but the electors of this country are performing very, very poor. Imagine this young man, like Honorable Robert Morris, who is now at the studio, will bring the truth to the ordinary man, and the ordinary man will prefer 20 United States dollars on top of his future for 6 years. So we hope to see a future where our presidential candidate will not come with what?
Okay. You made the point. Let's take this caller quickly. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Quickly.
Yeah, I want to appreciate the man in studio. I see all the good things he's saying. But I have a question for him. If he thinks that he can make Labrador a better Labrador, why he can join President Weah to make Labrador a better country?
Okay. 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 You respond to that. Good morning. Good morning. 0776-540-987, or better still 0880-514-096. That's the numbers to call and to alive on the SMS this morning. Let's hear from you, Mr. Morris. I'm sure you listen to a few callers.
Yeah, the first.
Let me take this one quickly. Let me take this one. Yes, good morning.
Good morning. My name is Emmanuel. I do join from Congo Town. Yeah, thanks to the student guest. I listened to him, but I didn't understand what he talked about women participation in government and women empowerment also. If there's anything to elaborate on that.
Okay. Yes, so you can respond. That's the final caller there. You can respond.
Okay, let me start from the last and go to the top. Definitely women, as you know, because she was in here with you and you have a very spirited time. My vice is a woman, the Honorable Bishop Cecilia Coffee Brown. Yeah.
Very good friend.
Very good friend. Yeah, very good friend. So yeah, so we do have plans for women, but my belief is that women are just as intelligent as men. So you say special plan for women, almost like they need extra help. No, they don't need extra help. You just need the opportunity. And once you have a level playing field, I mean, I work with a lot of young students, and the young women and the young men, they almost score 50% power on in terms of their capacity, their capability, and their production. So women in this country, of course, I will make sure we don't have any barriers to women moving forward, but no, there will be definitely encouragement for them. The other question, I guess,
you got 2 minutes.
Yeah, people ask me whether I should join other people. I think you not go through that. I'm not joining anybody. They done a ring was falling, the bucket and get food, and I went due falling. So no, that's not gonna happen. We're in an election process. We're less than 30 days away to election day. I'm not joining anybody. It's not practical. It's unreasonable to even consider that. I don't think there were any other major questions. Yeah.
Okay. So finally, you are campaigning now. When are you heading for rural area?
I'm from Margibi County. I mean, I've been all
the southeast, Lofard, and Boncari.
Some parts of the southeast that the roads can get there, but I've already been everywhere. We up to the end of campaign. I've been campaigning for months and months and months.
Okay. So you've been campaigning for you in National Election Commission open the campaign. So they're violating, right?
You see, I knew what coming to join side today. No. I say I've been campaigning since, officially I've been campaigning since, but I've been talking to my people throughout.
Okay.
You know, former President Clinton in the US used to say that campaign begins the day after inauguration. So when you're talking to your people, I had a friend, a good friend, he's passed now, a fireman, from Lofa County, and my old man, he used to tell me, my son, your way that you go.
Surely.
Campaign is how you speak to people, how you interact with them, and what you do, your capacity, what they see you do, and how you do it.
Okay. Any final comment?
Well,
message quickly.
Our common denominator is Liberia. The population here has a decision to make it on the right reasons. Do not allow one day satisfaction to suffer you for 6 years. Nobody will come here again and say that somebody fooled, or nobody will fool you. So let's go to the voting booths and let's vote our conscience. And whatever that result is, it will be honored, because the voice of the people is the voice of God. And nobody will tamper with the voice of God.
Okay.
That's how that said it. Thank you.
He's a rebel, Frank Morris, independent candidate for the presidency. He serves as former deputy manager